right out to the right of your window, these three tracks here, if you look right next to the bus, those are east-west main lines. So it's triple main running through here. We get triple main all the way out like around the Kearney area, all the way out to about Paxton, Nebraska. So this is the original piece of the Transcontinental Railroad right out here. And we talk about that history. So July 1st, 1862, President Lincoln signed the Pacific Railway Act, and that was when Union Pacific was created. So we've been around 162 years, and we'll continue to be around for many years to come. All right, out your right window, or left window, excuse me, that'll be east departures again. This is where the trains are trimmed to, and we'll do the air test, and trains will depart east. 10 trains going east. Main line out your right, and if you look a little bit past that out your right window, you see that train, some tank car, some reefer cars. That is our west receiving track. So the trains coming in from the east will come to west receiving before they go over the hump, get classified, and then pulled over to the west departure rail, and then departed west. If anybody has a question at any point, please answer it. I should have asked, is anybody a railroader in here? One up there. So what I like to tell everybody, please don't correct me if I'm wrong. But no, please ask some questions. Yes?
Have plans in the future to add more tracks?
Question. Yeah, so I'll make sure everybody heard it. So is there any plans to expand the yard in the future? Great question. Possibly, maybe. Adding tracks expensive. We want to continue to work on capital projects around the system, but possibly. Now if we look out the right window now is our main car shop. It's called the One Spot. So this is where we do all the heavy repair, freight car repair at. There's some new wheels on freight cars. That's how we get wheels here in North Platte. North Platte wheel goal, freight car wheel change-out goal is 1,450 wheels a month. So that's a huge initiative. We change out 1 in 5 freight car wheels on the Union Pacific Railroad right here. And you can still see west receiving, the auto racks through there in the background.
This is always amazing.
Okay. Yes?
Are you ever going to do a walking tour of the yard?
I don't think so, for safety reasons. Great question. So you see some more cars over here right off to your left. You see a tank car, a coil steel car. Those are scheduled dismantle cars. So for some reason or other, whether they're over age, because there's a requirement from the American Association of Railroads, how old a freight car can be to operate on the railroad. 50 years is the max. Other than that, we scrap them. They got to be cut up. They consider it too old. So those are getting ready for our scrappers to come out and shear them up and take them to the scrap yard. What's that? There you go.
So are the concrete ties better than the wooden ties?
So the question was, are concrete ties better than wooden ties? Longevity, yes. So, but they don't take a lot of impact, and they're very rigid, without saying, right? Concrete. So they last a long time, but they also have their own sets of issues. As we know, the creosote wood tie's been around for a very long time, and will continue to be. I don't know if there's anything better out in the market right now. I've seen some composite stuff, but cement lasts a long time. Still going by the mains over here on your right hand side, 3 mains.
Josh, how many trains go through there? Just straight run?
Yep.
Classified, they just change them.
Great question. How many trains run through our yard each and every day that aren't classified? Approximately about 40 to 50 trains per day just run through here, where we do crew change, fuel, inspect, and they go. We don't have to classify them at all. So a lot of those are the bulk trains, intermodal, coal, grain, a lot of intermodal though. So a lot of Chicago to Lathrop, California. It's a big Z train, what we call our highest priority intermodal train. It's where a customer pays top dollar to get their product fastest from point A to point B. We do charge a premium, and they're willing to pay that premium to get the goods to the next destination. So if we look at Global 2 to Lathrop, California, if you're familiar with the territory in Northern California, It takes about approximately 48 hours, 42 to 48 hours for that freight to get there, which is incredibly fast in railroad time. All right, we're going to take a right here and go to our triple main, and we're going to go take a cruise by the West Hump. So, yes. Say again. Oh, so how many cars do the railroad own, and how many are private customer owners? Great question. I'm going to ballpark this one. I don't know the exact figures, but I would say about 20-25% we own, and the rest are privately owned. Now, if you look straight ahead, we're going to come to the West Hump. The West Hump's approximately 20 feet tall. It's a mound that goes into, Wade, correct me if I'm wrong, 35 tracks, 45 tracks? 40, thank you. His name's Wade, too. Yep, so here's our, those two locomotives there switching on to the west receiving track. That's they're going to bring that train up this track in front of us. They're going to go to the pullback, which that oil train's on right now, and they're going to shove them over the hump and then classify them. So that's how West Hump works. It's a side-by-side hump if you look at the layout. So our receiving yard's right next to the hump. If we look at, when we go to look at East Hump's in line. It's all on one line. So the receiving yard, hump, departure yard,